Today's episode is brought to you by I Voted stickers, sticking up for a democracy that's hanging on by a thread. This is the North Carolinian, the politics show about what the heck is happening in our home state. I'm James Kotecki. Well, this is it, my fellow North Carolinians. 2016, we are one of, if not the most crucial swing states in the country. Our U.S. Senate race is neck and neck. House Bill 2 threatens to drag down our governor, and a series of high-profile court decisions have reoriented the election itself. Simply put, my fellow North Carolina voters, we are squarely at the center of the political universe. Your vote matters. And so I've put together this simple list of 7 things you need to know before you go vote. Number 1, you don't need an ID to vote. You may have heard a lot of talk about how you have to bring an ID to the polls this year, but now, thanks to a court ruling, you don't. Number 2, you don't need pants to vote. Yes, it turns out that any registered voter in North Carolina can request an absentee ballot and vote by mail for any reason, or no reason at all. You can request your absentee ballot today, fill it out at home, and send it back pants-free. Now, to be clear, you may actually want to wear pants for at least part of the process because you have to vote in front of 2 witnesses or a notary public, and then you have to somehow get to the mailbox. So really, the need for pants depends on the open-mindedness of your personal community. Number 3, you don't need to vote on Election Day. Early in-person voting was another issue caught up in that voter ID court ruling, and the upshot is that you can vote early and in person, but you should check with your local county board of elections for the exact times and locations. Early voting is my personal favorite because you get the job done faster and you're not stuck in a 3-hour line on Election Day. Plus, you get the smug satisfaction of seeing your paper ballot go into the machine. And at least in Wake County, you don't just get an I voted sticker, you get an I voted early sticker that you can proudly parade in front of your friends for days or even weeks. Early voting starts as early as October 20th and goes through Saturday, November 5th at 1 p.m. So don't be that guy knocking on the door on November 6th trying to vote before you jet off to Mongolia. Nobody likes that guy. Number 4, you do actually have to register to vote. Now, thanks to that court ruling I mentioned earlier, you can register to vote when you go to actually vote, but only if you're voting early and in person. Otherwise, you got to register by October 14th. That's a Friday. You can find the form to do that on the State Board of Elections website, or I promise you, your favorite campaign will be more than happy to hook you up. You can also look up your own name on the State Board of Elections website to find out whether and where you're already registered. Number 5, you can see your ballot in advance. You know that feeling when you're going to vote and you're having a good time in the voting booth and then you get to the bottom half of the ballot and there's a bunch of names that you never even heard of on there and you want to pick one but you don't know which one to choose and you feel like you're kind of letting down the founding fathers? Well, you can avoid that feeling this year by seeing your ballot in advance so you can do some research or at least ask a friend which county commissioner is right for you. Just go to that voter lookup portal on the State Board of Elections website, type in your name, click your name, and you'll see a link to your own personal sample ballot. Number 6, your U.S. House district may have changed. The politically nerdy among you may remember that North Carolina actually had 2 primaries for U.S. House this year after a court forced the General Assembly to redraw those districts. This is the first general election under those new districts, and you might have a familiar name on the ballot, you might not. You might be in the same district. You might not. Why is this so convoluted? Well, the court was attempting to address racial gerrymandering, the process by which politicians pack minority voters into certain districts for political advantage. Speaking of which, number 7, your state house and state senate districts may change soon. See, there was yet another major court ruling this year. Are you sensing kind of a pattern? And this one was that numerous state legislative districts were racially gerrymandered. Now, the court said that there wasn't enough time to redraw the districts before the 2016 election, so the General Assembly is going to have to redraw those districts before the 2018 election. Now, this doesn't make complete sense because the lawmakers who are doing the redistricting will be the ones from the districts that the court rejected in the first place. But anyway, it's a great incentive to send the right person to the General Assembly this year. Of course, to be fair, only a few of those seats are actually competitive because of gerrymandering. So that's it. 7 simple things you need to know before you vote in North Carolina. I'm going to put links to all the resources I mentioned on my website, jameskotecki.com/The North Carolinian. You can also share this video on Facebook and with your friends to make everybody smarter about voting. Please vote. It actually matters this year. It always matters, but it really matters this year. Until next time, I'm James Kotecki, trying hard to be rather than to seem.